Hi guys, it's Aaron from Rating the Races here, and today I just want to do a quick update on how some of the systems I've created in Prostats are performing. Um, just before I get into that, we actually have a limited time membership offer at the moment, and when you see some of the results that I'm going to show you in the Prostats feature, I'm sure this will be of interest to you. Um, Essentially, you can get our premium level membership from £13.15 a month, and this literally runs out in 1 day and 10 hours from the time that I'm recording this video. So hopefully I'll upload this in the next hour or so, but there'll still be a day or so that you can take advantage. And likewise, on the professional, we're running a huge discount on the 12 monthly subscription, so that it actually works out at £16.90 per month, which is phenomenal value for what you're actually provided with. So let's just very quickly go back to the ProStats, and hopefully you've seen my previous video where we actually talked about how you can use ProStats to create systems and filter down your bets on any given day. But I'm actually just revisiting some that I've created in the past. So when you create a system within ProStats, you can obviously, let me just clear everything and we'll start again. Just to give you a very, very quick demonstration about how the ProStats feature works, you can essentially come in here and you can slice and dice things exactly how you like. So we can quickly go to course, and it'll break everything down by courses. And then we could decide that we wanted to, I don't know, we wanted to not only do it by course, we put a price filter in there, and so that the price had to be a minimum of 10 BFSP, right? So now we're filtering by RTR rank 1 and minimum price of 10 and seeing how it performs across everything, right? So this is really, really valuable in terms of what you can do, because you can both group by and you can filter. So grouping by changes the grouping in the table, and filters the raw data that goes into that table. So we could group by something else if we wanted to. We could group by distance, for instance, and we could see how it does, how the ratings do by different distances, and it's hugely, hugely valuable. But even better is once you've created a small system like this, is you can press this little plus button and it will save it to your profile. And you can revisit that system and it will tell you if there's any qualifiers that fit the rules for that given day, which is brilliant. So I just want to quickly revisit some of the ones that I have previously created. And you'll see that here that I've created a whole heap of them. And we're revisiting them because one of the features of the system creation feature is that when you do save a system or a filter set, it will actually save the date at which you saved it at. So we can see how they have performed since I created them. This isn't just backfitting something. I've seen a few people posting on social media recently where they've simply created a new system, they've backfitted it, and they've sung themselves lots of praises. Now that's great if it looks good at backfitting, but it looks even better if it continues to maintain that level of performance. And let me tell you that backfitting doesn't always work. There is certainly a degree of overfitting that can be achieved. And as a general rule for backfitting, you don't want to be implementing too many filters. The more specific you make it, the smaller your data set gets, the more chance there is that you are overfitting that system. And this is something that happens within all sorts of machine learning regressions, and we won't go down that rabbit hole, but it's certainly something you do need to be conscious of when you are creating systems. But let's have a look at some of the ones that I've created in here previously. So if I quickly go to Kempton Polytrack Jockeys, which is one that I created, and the systems actually, the filters do actually continue on off my screen here, so there's more than you can see. But ultimately what I've said is that I want it to be RTR rank 1 to 3, Kempton, and then I want it to be a particular list of jockeys who I know ride well or ride above what the market expects at the course. And what that means is that I create a system that is profitable, because ultimately any profitability is where you are beating the market. And the great thing about this graph now, which is an update from when I created this system, and I created this system on the 22nd of January 2018, so nearly a year ago, you can essentially see how it has performed since when I created it. So let's have a look at another one. Let's go to another Kempton one, and we'll go to Kempton Polytrack Size. Very, very similar principle. same type of thing. Since I created it, you can see the trend has continued. Now this is an example where I've chosen a set of filters that creates enough data and has a high enough strike rate that it isn't something that has been overfitted to find one or two big winners. This is something that will continue to be ignored by the market because most people don't have this level of data analytics at their fingertips. We'll have a look at another one. We'll do Newcastle all-weather sires. And just so you know, at the moment I'm grouping by distance. We could simply have this grouped by all, and it would just simply show us one row instead. And you can see this one here is doing a. This is one that I wanted to show you because it's one that's not quite as good. It's not quite as much data in there, but it still performed okay. It did have a bit of a downward area there, but that's something that we have seen before when you look at this system. And then it does hit a couple of big winners as well. That's a significant winner there. And not quite as good, that one. Let's do hurdles size. This is a different system that I made. And this one is a very big data set. You can see it's got 2,600 runs in it. And the trend has virtually continued exactly as we predicted. We had a graph that was a really good graph. It was a really solid trend line. And that graph has just continued at the same sort of trend. And now I'll show you one where I overfitted and it hasn't performed well. And you'll see very quickly that it's overfitted because there isn't enough data in that filter set or in that system to warrant me looking into it at any real degree. So you can see that prior to, or at the point when I saved it, and I saved this again on the 22nd of January, it's quite zigzaggy already, and it didn't have that much data in it at all. There wasn't very many qualifiers for this system, and since then it's kind of had a long losing streak and a bit more of a squiggly. I mean, this may over time be a system that continues to go upwards in the right direction, but this could just have been a blip. It doesn't look like it's out of character with the rest of the graph, but it's not one that I'd be looking to get involved with because of the volatility of that system. It was designed to be a volatile system because it's looking for value. That's something that happens obviously when you're searching for value, is you need to have a longer period between drinks, as it were. But this one here isn't one that I'm overly interested in. So that is a very quick update on how the Prostats systems work and how you can save them and then reference in the future how it has performed since the point at which you saved it, which is really interesting to come back in pretty much a year's time and see how those systems have performed. And I'll probably be creating a few more today actually, because all the time as this service grows, we get more and more data into the platform, and the more data we have, the easier it is for us to create more trustworthy systems and systems that we can have faith in. So I'm going to be creating some more systems today actually, and just to reiterate, that membership offer that we have for the professional membership, that lasts for 1 day, 10 hours, 53 minutes, and I hope that this will be up online within that 53 minutes and we'll have tweeted it out and everyone will know about it, in which case you'll have 1 day, 10 hours to take advantage of this Christmas special that we're running, and I hope that is useful information to you. Best of luck for Boxing Day. Obviously a lot of races to keep track of. Fortunately for our members, they've obviously got the ratings to help guide them and help them make smarter betting decisions. Thank you for listening.